everyone and welcome to NERDGOBLINart. I'm Lula. I have had an awesome thing sent to me by Isotoyo and I really appreciate it. It's a cordless resin mixer ultra. They very kindly agreed to send this to me to try out. It came really quickly. Come really well packaged, and we're going to open it up and take a look. So you've got one of these thank you thingies and get discounts, and there's the instructions, and the instructions are really very good, to be perfectly honest with you. I tend to get overwhelmed with technologies and things like this, so it's really easy to follow. So this is obviously the little motor part, and if you look at it, this is the one I've been using since I started using resin. It's just a handheld one. So obviously the differences are there is they call it an AI bit. You get your charger and you get 4 different mixers, these cute little diddly ones. They're sweet, aren't they? Just moving a few things. And you also get the 2 larger ones. I am curious if they're like interchangeable with the handheld one as well. So 2 big ones and 2 diddly ones. And of course this is the stand piece, well, the holder, and it's got adjustable height. So remember, your lefty loosey, righty tighty. And that's your attachment with your little Allen key and a nice silicone tray to help protect the base. No, not enough hands, not enough hands. And this is the base, and it's got a nice weight to it as well. I'm really quite impressed with the weight in it, because you see them on the websites and such, and you see other people using them, and you're never quite sure how sturdy they're gonna be. And I gotta be fair, it's a really nice weight. So let's get out this little screw and your Allen key, and I keep all Allen keys. And I think it's always worth checking on things like this after a couple of months, so you make sure you tighten things up like this. I'm just trying to move my big old fingers out of the way to get a better swooing around there. So once again, lefty loosey, righty tighty. I get my lefts and rights mixed up. I have dyscalculia, which is numeracy dyslexia, and it's not just about numbers, it's about direction and all that stuff. So there we go, that is nice and put together, and you can have your little tray there so that you can leave you can leave it drip is the words I was looking for. So this is fresh out of the box, and it hasn't had much of it. I haven't charged it yet, but it has got a tiny little bit of power in there. So it's really simple, and it says in the instructions that you hold the on button for about 20 seconds and it comes on. Then you can turn it on, or you can just have the AI function. So the AI function will have it going for 4 minutes, so which is really cool. It means that you can crack on with doing other things, prepping and getting things ready. So that's a funny angle, but there it is standing up on my desk. It's not interfering or anything. It's not going to interfere with my handle that comes over for my camera. So I've mixed up some resin, and I'm using craft resin today. And I'm just going to turn it on. So there we go. And it's not moving too much on the mat either. I was concerned that it was going to try and move itself around. Because I know that when I'm using the handheld one, if I was to let go of the cup will start like whizzing around. I'm sure you've all done that before. So I'm going to let that do its thing while I've been getting things prepped and ready. I thought I would do a coaster today. Now, I was inspired to have a go by a few other crafters. It's Andy's fault from Epoxy Resin and Wood Carving UK. I think it's the other way around. But it's Mr. Bloom. That's what we've decided to start calling him, is Mr. Bloom. So I'm going to start having a little go at... I've only ever done one good bloom ever, and that's before I started recording and doing YouTube videos. So I've got out some alcohol inks, which I'm getting ready while my resin is having a little turn around. And my mould is from Tracy from Mini Scenes GB from her website. I will link it in the description box below. It's a lovely mould. It's crystal edged and I really do like it. So there you go. It's still going, which is nice because while it's been going, I've been able to, you know, pull these bits and pieces out. So I've taken it from the machine and you can see there that it's I've just been able to leave it to drip off. I scraped off a little bit, as I often do, but then it can just rest there and drip off. And I've always, regardless of the mixer, always make sure that you're scraping your sides. Now check that out. I didn't have a great amount of bubbles, which is nice. I've been letting it rest and sit because I've been waiting for my resin to build up in temperature, because that's what you need for blooms. And whilst I've been waiting for it to get all lovely and warm, I like my resin to get to around 38 degrees. I was able to clean my spatula there, and the silicone mat. I was able to push off the last of the resin off the cup, off the tray into my cup. So that's really good. So thank you, Stoyo. I am so impressed, and I really like it a lot. So I blah, 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 blah. I have poured in the resin. It is now at the desired temperature that I like. And as I said, I'm using craft resin. It is my preferred resin when attempting stuff like coasters. Apex resin is also fantastic for coasters because it has a high temperature allowance, you know, for when you put your cups on there and such. But I need more Apex resin. Hurry up, get more in. So I've just poured it in, obviously. You just watched me do that, and I'm just using my heat gun. And the rest of the resin is going into, going to be mixed with the Let's Resin white pigmenty type paste stuff. The name suddenly escaped me, but I only put in 3 drops, and I'm just giving it a stir around. I've sped this little bit up a little bit. Well, that doesn't even make sense, but I sped it up a little bit so I'm not going as fast as I seem, and I'm just getting it ready into my piping bag, which is I'm just gonna pop off to the side whilst I drop in my alcohol inks. Now I'm trying out a different kind of alcohol inks at the moment. I bought them myself. I'm not sponsored by them, but I will link them for you in the description box below. I'm going for purple, red and blue. It might be peacock blue. It's a blue anyway, but that's what I'm going to be using today. So while I'm dropping these in and doing my thing with the mixing and such, I'm going to play you some music.
Stirring the pot with a weary eye, Resin flows on a hopeful side. Colors blend in a liquid dance, trusting the chaos taking a chance. Droplets fall like April rain. Will this craft bring joy or pain? Bubbles rise like whispered doubts, chasing dreams that scream and shout. Pouring resin, hearts in bloom. Will it shine or seal our doom? Fingers crossed with every pore, seeking beauty, craving more. Watch the swirls take their flight in the darkest, deepest night. Hoping fate will weave its spell in the blue where secrets dwell. Flecks of gold and shades of blue, wonders hidden in the goo. Will it set in perfect form or shatter like a summer storm? Pouring resin, hearts in bloom. Will it shine or seal our doom? Fingers crossed with every pore, seeking beauty, craving more.
So I dropped all the alcohol inks. I kind of think that I probably put in too much purple, but it's fine. Everything's good. It's all good. Now, I then used my heat gun just to help to disperse with any bubbles, and then decided to add a little bit more blue into there just to make absolutely sure. Make sure of what? I don't know. But I do think that I perhaps put in a bit too much of the purple. But I like it. It feels so fine. So on to the piping bag. Now, I do trim these piping bags down. You get them from Amazon. I think they come in like a set of like 100 or something for a couple of pounds. But I do trim them down because they are pretty big. Just to help me a little bit because I've only got little hands. I'm the size of a hobbit basically. So I'm using a clip just on the end to help me. And while I fiddle around with it, I just wanted to thank all my wonderful subscribers for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, if you should subscribe just to pity me because I can't speak. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it. It's absolutely free. It helps my channel grow and I appreciate it. I do a happy dance. I promise I do a happy dance every time I get a new subscriber. I honestly really do. I had to fiddle about there because I obviously couldn't cut off the tip with my other hand, with my left hand for some reason. They're not left-handed scissors. I'm going to do a little swirl, woo, just like that. And I'm actually really impressed with how steady I actually was with this. And also a big thank you to my members, always super supportive and lovely. And anyone who has bought me coffees, I really appreciate it. The link to that is in my description box, as well as links to my website where you can buy things that I've made. And also there's a link for my Amazon wish list if you so wish to buy me anything. So thank you very much. You are all awesome and beautifully weird. Love you to bits. So you just saw me do a swirly whirly. I had no intention of doing what I did. I was just going to do a swirl, like the spiral swirl around, but I was like, yeah, but there's plenty in here. I might as well just play. and I've hit it again with my heat gun. Now, when I added the white, I only added 3 very small drops. Now, I've heard many a time from watching other YouTubers that it needs to be like the colour of, like, I think they've said like semi-skimmed milk. So, you know, the using my purple silicone stick to stir it, you know, it gave me a really good indication, you know, of being able to see through the colour. So yeah, so I think it's a good amount. So you just saw me going out, and on this occasion I did the in, and now I'm doing the out. Oh my goodness. It must be really good to be able to talk without mixing up words and stuff like that. But where would the fun be if I edited that out? And a swirl in the middle, nothing drastic. I like a swirl. So that's all filled in. And now it's the waiting game. Now, I haven't filled the mould all the way to the top because this will be getting a back coat. I'm just grabbing a bunch of extra moulds because I do not waste a drop of resin, and I'm going to be using up any resin that I have left over that's still in the piping bag. But we're gonna I'm gonna zoom us in. I say zoom, I'm moving the camera arm because I'm very technical. And whilst I am just filling in a bunch of little, I've basically gone for little jewellery moulds. And just going to fiddle about with those, fill them up with the leftover white and add little bits and pieces to it. And I will put it on a speed up so you can see any differences in the actual bloom that's going on. I do apologise, occasionally my hand will get in the way, but enjoy some music whilst I crack on with this and you have your little bit of a speed up.
Stirring the pot with a wary eye, resin flows on a hopeful sigh. Colors blend in a liquid dance, trusting the chaos, taking a chance. Droplets fall like April rain. Will this craft bring joy or pain? Bubbles rise like whispered doubts, chasing dreams that scream and shout. Pouring resin, hearts in bloom. Will it shine or seal our doom? Fingers crossed with every pour, seeking beauty, craving more. Watch the swirls take their flight in the darkest, deepest night, hoping fate will weave its spell in the bloom where secrets dwell. Flecks of gold and shades of blue, wonders hidden in the goo. Will it set in perfect form or shatter like a summer storm? Pouring resin, hearts in bloom. Will it shine or seal our doom? fingers hidden in the goo. Will it set in perfect form or shatter like a summer storm? Pouring resin, hearts in bloom. Will it shine or seal our doom? Fingers crossed with every pore, seeking beauty, craving more.
So there we go. I have left it on a very small time lapse just while I was filling in extra moulds because, as I said, I don't like waste. So now the waiting game. But by the magic of editing. Okay, I'm going to do the back with pearl gold. It's a Let's Resin one. I've already mixed up my resin because it's a small amount. I believe I've only done 2 ounces. I haven't used the mixer. I've just mixed it by hand and just given it a good stir now to make sure all the powder is stirred in nicely because we don't want any bubbles. It's actually a really nice colour. I've never used it before. It's from the new set that I've got recently from Father Christmas. Lots of nice colours in there actually, which is really impressive. So because this is cured now, I can spray on some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm taking it easy because I don't want to cause I don't want to overdo it basically. And as usual, I overestimated. I put in like 2 fluid ounces of resin and it was way too much. but we love the extras. I mean, look at all those little extras by there. So we'll have more. Using my silicone tool just to go around the outside and encourage any bubbles away from the edging, because that's the like crystal edged edging. You know, we don't want any bubbles in there because it looks so pretty. Another spray of isopropyl alcohol and even a blast with the heat gun. I'm only using the heat gun on the first setting because using the second setting the resin will just blow over the side. So always be wary of that if you're using heat guns. And of course, I say it every single time, if you do not have a heat gun and you are using a long necked lighter, I can't speak. Just be wary and make sure that your isopropyl alcohol has had a chance to settle down because you will cause flames. So, going to use the bit of resin left over for a few extras, and I've not done one of my little alligators for a while. And we need a lovely little sunbeam. If you ever do get this mould, I found it on Temu. It's a really cute one. I love the little alligators. There's just a knack to, as you pour it in, just, you know, give it a good squelch, you know, pour it less than halfway and move your resin about. These are my little they're earrings, really. I've always used them as earrings. I suppose you can make them as pendants as well. I've only ever made them as earrings, as sets. And onto the left by there, you couldn't see it on the screen when I was doing them. They are ravens, but I like the Norse mythology thing that they originally were white, but Odin got greedy for information and secrets from the other realms because Hugin and Moonin were his. They could travel through all the different worlds and they would tell him what was going on. and the more they told, the more secrets they told, they eventually turned black. I kind of like that story, so I often do black and white ones, and people really like them. They go well in the shop. So I've also pulled out the doggy one, the little doggy mould, and we'll be doing the cat one as well. I often either make these into little pendants, kiddies like them, or brooches, and people, you know, they do well. They are cute as well, and I like doing like those little type of extras, and I send them along with packages when people order from me. They always get a little extra, like a little extra gift in their packages, and these are absolutely perfect for that kind of thing. So the very, very last scraping of the resin, I noticed just upon the top corner, it looked like it could just take just a tiny little bit more, but at least that's all the resin used up, and there's been no waste, because all these pieces will either go as extras for the, you know, for the website for any sales, or they'll go into the shop. There we go. And I believe that the alligator was able just to take that very last bit. Waiting game again, but thankfully not a waiting game for you. So these are all cured. They're warm. Don't get me wrong, they are warm. But I was fine with taking them out. So I kind of like these. I might give them a UV like cover, like UV resin cover. I might put like a little charm on there. I don't know yet, but I quite like them. It's a really cool, almost like marbling effect. It's better in person. It's quite hard to see in the light. These are really handy little moulds that I always keep to the side, ready for you know, if there's any need. These are little ghosties. These are fantastic for gluing on stud back-ins. These went really well over the Halloween period. I didn't make too many, but they all sold. I got none left. And of course, these are the ravens. The moulds are from Etsy, but I don't do Etsy anymore. I don't even buy from Etsy these days, but you can find them on there. They're very nice. I do like them a lot. I'm just going to give the bats a few more moments. They're a little bit bendy, so I thought I'd give them just a few more moments. So we've got the cat, a little bit of overture. I never managed to get these cats and the dog without needing to be trimmed slightly. I don't know. But they're lovely. I really like that. I really do like this pearl gold. I think it's quite pretty. So there's one bat. They're quite cute. I usually put the stud back-ins on these as well. It's quite fun doing these with like the chameleon powders. They look really nice. But I quite like them in the gold. Quite pretty. If you're a rainbow goth. So out comes our little sunbeam. And this one needs a slight little trim as well, but that's okay. Do-do-do. Do-de-do-de-do. Really lovely. I haven't got one in this colour. So, it's really cool. My little army of alligators. So, to the bloom. I've only ever done one successful bloom, and that's before I was doing YouTube. And I don't really touch them or do them. But I was inspired, as I said, so... Well, I don't think it's terrible at all. I think it's really nice. I like it. I'm not sure that the gold colour was the right choice for the backing, but I think because of the purple, blue and red. I think it needed something lighter, maybe a cream perhaps, like a light. I don't know. I kind of know, but I don't know how to explain it. But it really works. Part of me does think that if I had done black with like a glitter in it, would that have looked really cool in the sense, because I did put in too much purple. You can see that, and it's gone quite dark along with the blue. And I do wonder if putting a black backing on it would have really looked like, it would have looked really like cool, like funky cool. But I'm really pleased with it. I didn't think it was going to work at all. So there we go. So all these little bits and pieces all came from planning on doing one make. But the extras are awesome. And I'm so impressed with the mixer. I'll be using it a lot. And I'll be tidying this one up, and in the glamour shot. Please check out the link for Isotoyo in my description box. There's a discount code there for you to use. I really like the mixer, and I will be using it more. Thank you for watching. Love you, and stay weird.
Nerd Goblin art draws a magic world, with foxes that prance and badgers that dance, a whirlwind of dreams with a single glance. Gerald the alligator grins so wide, in enchanted waters he loves to hide. Dragons breathe wonder with flames so bright, each creature born from a magic night. Nerd Goblin paints life in every brush, animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales they leap, in a realm where fantasy meets deep. The studio's alive with swirling paint, creatures so pure they need no saint. Sketches of foxes with tails of light, badgers with moonlit fur in flight. Gerald floats in a stream of dreams, dragons shimmer with ethereal beams. Nerd Goblin's laughs fill the space, in every stroke there's a warm embrace. Nerd Goblin paints life in